desktop blacks every hour if the installed Windows XP operating system fails an authenticity validation test. The move has caused an outcry among millions of Chinese users who have labeled it as unfair monopoly tactics designed to make average Chinese pay prices that are far too high. The government said that the strategy of using a unified global price for some Microsoft products was questionable, arguing that Microsoft's price should fit the Chinese situation. The government said the company adopted unified prices in the past without considering the economic gap between developed and developing countries. However, Microsoft defended the black screen action as a legal move to protect its copyright, adding that it has in recent years set certain product prices at competitive levels that Chinese users can afford. In 2007, 82% of all personal computer software sold in China was pirated. Losses caused by Chinese software piracy amounted to $6.7 billion in 2007, up from $5.4 billion in 2006. China and Russia have signed a long-awaited deal this morning that will build an oil pipeline in Siberia, which would boost energy exports to China. This during the visit of Chinese Prime Minister Wen Jiabao, pictured here on the left, with Prime Minister Putin of Russia. The pipeline would run from the trunk East Siberia Pacific Ocean pipeline that itself is still under construction to the Chinese border. The capacity is expected to be about 15 million metric tons a year. Now a word from our sponsors, and we'll come back with the rest of the news.
Every day, the world wakes up and goes to work, pursuing the unique opportunities that lead the global economy forward. The complexity and close connectivity of today's global marketplace is a true modern miracle that can create unparalleled success. But it takes confidence, passion, innovation, and understanding.
Enabling opportunity. Protecting capital.
Engineering innovation.
Investing in your future.
Ensuring continuity.
Finding the right balance.
It takes Aeon.
Global warming. Some say irreversible consequences are 30 years away. 30 years? That won't affect me.
Together, New Yorkers can fight global warming. Right now, before it's too late.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up about 140 points. And as we have promised and have been doing recently, we'll have an update on the U.S. presidential election. The election is 1 week from today, finally. And as we speak, both contestants, Senators Obama and Senator McCain, are in the state of Pennsylvania and will travel to Ohio later in the day. The Republicans have been making a lot of noise recently in the past 24 hours about the so-called tightening of the race. Some of the national polls have shown a tightening of the race. However, the Gallup poll still shows Senator Obama up by 10% nationwide. An ABC Washington Post poll shows him up 7% nationwide. And the Reuters Zogby poll is the one that the Republicans have been referring to that shows Obama up by 5 points. However, in the so-called battleground states, these are mainly states that President Bush won in 2004, the situation is not quite so favorable for the Republicans. Michigan has supposedly shows a 16-point lead for Obama. Pennsylvania, where both candidates are right now, shows Obama up by 11.6%. Virginia, which is a traditionally Republican state, shows Obama up by 8%. Colorado, which is always a Republican state, shows Obama up by 6.5%. Ohio, that the Republicans have won the past 2 times, show Obama up by 4.8%. Both North Carolina and Florida, which are decidedly red states, leaning Republican, show Obama up by 2.2%. And even in Missouri, Obama is up by about 1.8%. You may recall that the American election is decided by something called the Electoral College. Each state has a number of electoral votes, and the first candidate, or the only candidate, to reach 270 electoral votes wins the election. And you may also recall that in the year 2000, Vice President Gore received more popular votes than did Governor Bush of Texas, but Governor Bush received more electoral votes and was thus declared constitutionally the winner of the race. The 5 Chinese oil workers who were kidnapped in Sudan 2 weeks ago, apparently on Monday, died during a botched rescue attempt. This according to the Chinese Foreign Ministry this morning. China was involved in the rescue effort that was led by the Sudanese military. A spokesperson said that 2 other workers had been rescued and 2 more remained in captivity, in addition to the 5 who died. The spokesperson said the Chinese and Sudanese governments have made great efforts for their rescue. We express strong indignation and condemnation to the inhumane terrorist deed of the kidnappers in killing these unarmed Chinese workers. China buys nearly 2/3 of Sudan's oil, and petroleum sales account for 70% of Sudan's export revenue. Beijing has been criticized by international rights groups for not using its financial ties to pressure Khartoum to end violence in Darfur. The China National Petroleum Corporation said on its website this morning that the dead workers belong to one of its subsidiaries, the China Petroleum Engineering and Construction Corporation. Yesterday we reported on an Italian military helicopter crash in northeastern France. Today the Italian Air Force has grounded all models of the HH-3F search and rescue helicopter. The chopper was part of a search and rescue unit based in Brindisi in southern Italy. The Air Force said it would use other helicopters to run rescue missions while the HH-3F is grounded. Also back in Turkey, an official says a boiler room explosion at a primary school in the eastern part of the country has injured 6 people. No students were hurt. The governor of the eastern city of Erzurum says the blast occurred this morning when all students were in class. The governor says an investigation has been launched to determine the cause of the blast. Now here's a case where the truth is stranger than fiction. Apparently, in a car accident yesterday in Germany, 3 Siberian tigers leaped through a wall of fire to safety from a burning truck yesterday afternoon, this on the orders of their circus ringmaster. The tigers drew on their experiences of leaping through fiery rings during their performances to escape a fire on a transport truck that was taking them between shows in northwestern Germany. Circus workers fortunately were on hand to round up the tigers from the highway after the owner and the circus master, Daniel Renz, ordered them to leap to safety Monday afternoon, and police closed the road to traffic. According to Renz, the 3 tigers are used to jumping through rings of fire in the circus, and that saved their lives. Rescue workers saved 3 other tigers left behind in the 43-foot trailer during the 15-minute fire. 1 tiger did suffer some smoke inhalation but is in good condition. The show will go on, according to Renz, on October 30th, but the 6 tigers involved in the blaze will be given a break. The suspected cause of the fire was an overheated suspension system on the truck. That's an interesting story. If we have any other breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. And meanwhile, we continue to wish our friends in Baden-Baden a prosperous and successful conference. Thank you for watching.